What's up guys, TheMainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always. Welcome back to another video by me. I'm gonna do a reaction to ThatBlastedSalami's Our Ideas for Tekken 8. This was sort of requested by Arya. He wanted me to take a look at this and give my thoughts. I'm gonna do it. He's a very good friend of mine. We are so lucky to have him in the Tekken community. In my opinion, the best Tekken content creator. Certainly makes high-end content. I mean, I don't know who can match his production values and presentation. Just amazing. And I can't wait to watch this video. And I also would like to give him a huge congrats on his... He just reached 100,000 followers on YouTube. So he's gonna get one of these plaques, and I think we can all easily say well deserved, and just huge congrats to him again. So let's watch let's watch this video, and also say a silent prayer for me. It's about to be a heat record in Sweden today, I hear, like 38 degrees in certain parts of the country. Where I am, it's gonna be like 35. And I know that sounds like nothing to many of you in Europe who've been experiencing like above 40 degrees. It's like, oh my God. I honestly, those days, I mean, I love summer when it's like 20, 25 degrees in Sweden. It's like perfect. I don't need more than that. As soon as it turns like 30 plus, I honestly prefer almost the cold of winter, almost. I hate it when it's too warm, but I know I'm the only one who feels that way. But so let's watch this. Ideas for Tekken 8.
Tekken.
Oh, and Tekken 8 waiting room, by the way. Bandai Namco? Hello? Haven't heard anything for what? 1.5 years soon? It's amazing being a Tekken fan. oh God. Yeah, I really hope we hear something at EVO.
And 7 has been out for 7 years now. What started
7 years, yeah, if you count arcade release.
out as a fairly low-key arcade release in May 2015, turned into the best-selling entry in the series yet, and one of the most, if not the most, successful competitive fighting game of this generation, still drawing in impressive numbers to this day. A Tekken 8 is all but assured at this point, so the question on everyone's mind is when? And beyond when, what will Tekken 8 be? On this channel, I've talked a lot about what I'd like to see from a gameplay perspective, but in this video, I'm going to focus purely on the story and character development. Crimpai, the TBS illustrator, and I have spent many hours researching and brainstorming ideas for a possible vision of the direction Tekken 8 could go down in. Tekken's setting and characters have always been this interesting mix of inspirations, with a clear love and appreciation for cinema. We approached the topic as if we were the devs trying to figure out how to make something new while still remaining true to its roots. And to be super clear, this is all just in the spirit of good fun. We're simply Tekken enthusiasts, and this...
Oh yeah, I mean, that's some amazing artwork though.
This video is...
That could be like official artwork, you know, by how professionally it's been put together.
Homage and love letter to a series that means a lot to us. What will likely be the focus of Tekken 8's storyline is the ongoing conflict between Jin Kazama and Kazuya Mishima. Kazuya has aged a bit, and like father, like son, he's beginning to look more like Heihachi. Silver streaks in his hair resembling Heihachi's icon.
This is something I've talked about before. Like, it would be interesting if Tekken did another time skip where like Kazuya is like, you know, takes Heihachi's place in the story. You know, he's 70, maybe Jin is middle-aged, and now Jin as a kid, you know, a very typical thing. I don't think it's likely to happen, but, you know, Kazuya changing up a little bit. Let's say like 5 years later, he's not dyeing his hair anymore. It's a bit gray towards the sides, like me, a little bit here. And he's got a mustache, you know, could be a cool thing. And this artwork to me seems quite inspired by, You could say Omni-Man, but a direct comparison is more like FMA Brotherhood, King Bradley, with the... God, what's his eye called again? It's been a while since I watched it. It's not the super eye. It's what is it called? He has an eye patch, and he has a super powerful eye that can see everything. Oh, no one knows. So I'm the anime fan. I'm the anime fan. Wow, that doesn't happen every day. The ultimate eye. Yeah, it's something like that. Ultimate eye. But that looks a lot like Bradley. We think a little bit about Omni-Man as well. But, you know, it's a good look for Kazuya.
And a manly mustache for good measure. At the same time, a bit of a throwback to his Tekken 1 design are the long-fingered gloves. And of course,
I think it's the ultimate eye, yeah.
Purple pimp suit from Tekken 5 and...
And I love the suit there, coat, looks great. To be honest, I think that would be a good look. Remove the mustache, in my opinion. Give him some grays. Make him look a bit tired. Just basically do Tekken 4 again. Make him look a little bit more weathered, real, gritty, tired. I mean, the guy died for God's sakes and then was brought back to life. And that's what he looked like in Tekken 4. A little bit more like a zombie, if you look at his old portrait. He's very dark underneath his eyes, baggy eyes. He has a little bit of a tired look. He's squinting more. It just looks weathered. He looks like he's 50. He looks like he's died. You know, it's like he looks like a person. And he's not as beefy. He doesn't look like Superman or Chris Hemsworth. He has a lot of muscle, but, you know, he looks a bit more human in proportions. So, in my opinion, give me that. Remove a mustache. You know, make him look a little bit more weathered. And it's like, it's a great look for the character. Kazuya looks worse as the games go on. He just keeps getting younger, bigger, and it's like, fuck me, that's so boring.
6.
But that's my opinion.
For a more mature Kazuya. I always loved this evocative imagery from Tekken 2 and Tekken Tag Tournament, portraying Kazuya as this immensely powerful but lone...
That's from Tag 1. That intro was made in what? Was it exclusively for the PS2 version, I think? So that's what, 2000? That was made? Took quite a few years later until this was to be an outfit for him. So his default in Tekken 7.
Isolated and conflicted man.
I hope he keeps
Literally
it for Tekken 8.
World, but still
it's my favorite
to
look.
Move past his demons, both literal and figurative. Kazuya might have finally achieved his lifelong goal of killing Heihachi, but it probably hasn't given him the resolution or satisfaction he was looking for. This is even hinted at with his conflicted facial expressions at the end of the Tekken 7 story when he kills Heihachi. Equally conflicted is Jin Kazama. It's an impossible task to make Jin look cooler than he already is, so we just decided to make some slight modifications to his established
Is he that
design.
cool though? He's a little
Perhaps
bit
to show
edgy.
that he's on the run from Kazuya, or maybe even hunting him down. In the same way that Kazuya now resembles Heihachi, Jin is now also looking more like Kazuya. One of his eyes permanently glows yellow, similar to Kazuya's red heterochromia, and one side of his face is carved with the devil markings. Similar to Kazuya, Jin has successfully fused with his devil alter
Now
ego.
he's cooler.
I think it'd
Check
be
this
really
out,
interesting
ladies.
from a gameplay perspective.
Jin's
for Tekken
Tinder,
to
you
try
know,
a
looking like
moveset
this.
Switch character, where you
At
have
the
to
camera
choose
with a
between
tribal
more
on his face.
offensively inclined Jin and offensively inclined Devil Jin, each separated by
So
perhaps
Jin does a
stance
Mike
animation.
Tyson. I don't know if that
Story-wise, I
adds
think
to his
it'll also
look, to be honest.
interesting to explore how children often come to resemble their parents, even if they despise them. Both Kazuya and
Oh, the story should be he's been in prison in the US and he's got those orange, an orange overall. That would be sick.
Jin are
The
defined by
fugitive.
their hatred for their father.
Cops ain't
It's
gonna
the
catch
primary
me.
motivator for their actions
Nakatoyo
and the fuel for the
Mateo.
ongoing cycle of violence within the Mishima family. all culminating in a bloody, emotional, final battle between Kazuya and Jin. Think, Jin, think!
Was he inspired by Invincible for this particular artwork?
How else are we gonna
I don't
uphold
think
our
so.
family traditions?
That's from Harry Potter.
Just think of your grandfather. Speaking of which...
He's dead.
Oh, no, he's very much still alive.
Kazuya Mishima
Is dead.
Oh, well, look at that. He's fine. Absolutely fine. In fact,
That
better than
sequence
ever.
is so
Look,
cool.
that explosion didn't even phase him. He's tip-top condition.
Kazuya Mishima is dead.
But look, this character is never going to die, okay? Never. So, we think it'll be a fun and very Tekken idea to resurrect Heihachi's charred, mangled corpse as a cyborg, making him the king of literal.
I mean, what an amazing looking piece of artwork, though. I mean, that looks official.
Iron fists. And look,
100%.
this idea
Amazing render. Amazing render.
may sound stupid, but bear with me. Hachi is 8 in Japanese. Jack has been named after every game he's been in since Tekken 5.
Oh, so basically the next Jack is modeled after Heihachi and has Heihachi's consciousness.
Jack, Tekken 8, Jack, Hachi, Jack Hachi. The old man's being resurrected as part of the latest and final version
Kuma
of
is
the Jack
the engineer,
program, where they
obviously.
implant the brains of great fallen warriors into indestructible ironclad bodies. And bear with me, bear with me. Kuma
Oh my god,
is the
best
one who
pun
came up
ever.
with it.
Bear
Mr. Chow Lan
with me.
definitely does not find this whole situation very excellent. Also, I'm just a really, really big fan of robots with facial hair.
Oh, what are
Bless
we
you,
doing to
Unicron,
Lee?
Destroyer of planets,
is disturbing.
disembodied head floating through space.
Oh, wait, who's this again? Oh god, the Transformers nostalgia when I was like 7 years old. What's his name again? Not Megatron, Ultratron. No, Unicron, right? Unicron.
On to arguably the most recognizable and iconic duo in the series.
Yeah, I don't know about Mecha Heihachi. I mean, that artwork gave me a boner. Like, hats off to the crew there. And cream pie. But I don't know about Mecha Heihachi. I think it's... I mean, I guess some people would find that cool. But Heihachi went down through lava. I mean, Kazuya was thrown into a volcano. But judging by the ending, like, Kazuya sees him go into the lava. I guess he could recover as, like,
Mecha
Devil
Heihachi
Jin
made me
Heihachi.
cool.
But it would kind of defeat the purpose of a character that Heihachi... I mean, the story is so garbage, but Heihachi wanted to get rid of a Devil Jin and Hashiko, Shmakipu. It's not Hashiko, it's Hajababu. Whatever Kazumi's clan was. Haochi? So that was a thing. So I kind of would... He can't come back as Devil Heihachi. Hachijo. Okay. But what's going to happen is Heihachi... I mean, I think he's like top 10 popular characters. I mean, he's iconic. He will be in Tekken 8. He will be a playable character. It's just going to be like Kazumi. He's featured in... I mean, she is dead during the story of Tekken 7, but she's in flashbacks, and hence she's playable. So Heihachi will be featured in Tekken 8 story mode in flashbacks. I don't think he's going to be Ogre Heihachi or anything like that. And he will be a playable character, for God's sakes. You won't see a Tekken without him as a playable character. If they want to be really arrogant and naughty, what they do is they hide him behind a paywall and he's DLC. Like day 1 DLC. Hey, Hachime with his own trailer. Oh yeah, 112. Super Omen. Super. And he's got a meter. Oh! And there's a paywall. If you're really naughty, they could do that, but I think it's unlikely.
Law and Paul. I always thought it was kind of weird how Forrest was in literally just one game, Tekken 3, and then completely forgotten.
Exactly. If he was DLC, Demon Uppercut would be safe. It's not -16 anymore with pushback. It's just safe. And he's got a meter. And if you do forward 4-2 and you use your meter, he omens directly afterwards and it's unblockable. I mean, that would be DLC Heihachi.
Forgotten about afterwards, except for an appearance in Tag 2, which isn't even canon. I always enjoyed the friendly, laid-back mentor-student relationship between Paul and Forrest, and I've always wanted to see it come back. Also, Bruce Lee tragically passed away at the very young age of 32. Clearly, a huge portion of Law's moveset is taken directly from Bruce Lee's films, so this fiery, energetic, upbeat interpretation of Jeet Kune Do matches a young man much better than Marshall, I think. For Forrest's clothes, we've taken inspiration from Bruce Lee's sense of fashion. He had a very particular and stylish way of dressing, which we'd love to see fully realized in Tekken.
Or make him
Paul's
even
Tekken
more
7
Bruce
design
Lee.
seems to have bizarrely been based on Mad Max.
I don't know if it's accurate, but I hear Bruce Lee's estate, so remaining relatives, did not like how he was used in or portrayed in Quentin Tarantino's movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You know, with Brad Pitt and DiCaprio. I think that's the name of the movie. I've seen the scene on YouTube, and it's basically Bruce Lee believing his own myth and legend. But, oh, I'm unbeatable. I think that's it. You know, he's very cocky. So it's basically a little reality check for Bruce Lee fans who, for some reason, think he could take on like 20 dudes at a time. It's like, no. Or that he would, you know, take Brock Lesnar like this. What? Break him in half. And it's like, no. There's this idea floating around that the estate is going to be much more now confrontative with people using the likeness of a character. So, you know, martial law might be threatened as he is basically Bruce Lee. But I don't know how much truth there is to that.
Tekken is full of movie references. So for this one, we looked at Kurt Russell in Big Trouble in Little China, which I think perfectly represents a more chilled, laid-back Paul in a mentorship
What do you
role.
mean? Bruce Lee can beat Goku? Well, he could literally beat Goku, as Goku is a drawing on a piece of paper. Yeah, I think Bruce Lee would have won the battle against a piece of paper. Yes.
As a callback to Tekken 4's more grounded, realistic designs, he's also putting his hair down again. Overall, I'd really love to see both Paul and Law be
Goku is
portrayed as
real!
less of this goofball duo. Speaking of dynamic duos, Hwoarang and Steve were briefly shown to have a bit of a rivalry in the Tekken 5 opening, and then it was never mentioned again. Oddly enough, this was explored in much more detail in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. These are both cool, stylish characters whose personalities are both contrasting and complementary. You have Steve, the polite gentleman, and Hwoarang, the badass biker. For some reason, I can see them both working as bouncers in Gunryu's nightclub. Yes, he has a nightclub now. No, don't ask. Fanfiction! I don't really have a reason for all this. Maybe I just want an excuse for Steve and Hwoarang to wear these back suits and get into wacky Miami Vice, Starsky and Hutch style escapades. In any case, on to the next character,
pervert that
Steve's
spies
mum,
on Julia
Nina Williams.
in the shower.
In Tekken 3,
Yeah.
Nina and Anna were forced to become test subjects for cryogenic freezing experiments, and so were put into a cold sleep, meaning they stayed in their 20s despite the rest of the male cast aging up.
I was frozen today!
So, Nina during the time skip has aged disproportionately. Let's say the cryogenic freezing wore off, or is having some side effects resulting in accelerated aging. Nina is a ruthless, hard-boiled assassin, so we feel she should have some battle scars to reflect that, and also serve as a contrast to her natural beauty. Nina's costume is designed to be both practical and sensuous, taking a bit of inspiration from Anne.
She's got a very thin waist, generous boobs, and really wide hips. I've never seen this type of character in a fighting game before. This is new to me.
Ryu's iconic performance as La Femme Nikita. The garters in particular are a callback to the
Basic
fantastic
Instinct.
Tekken 2 intro.
Classic.
We've also tried to show this clash between Nina the killer and Nina as a woman through her blurred mascara, which now runs down her face to resemble a sort of spidery Rorschach of...
No, but I mean, I like it, you know, anything to go away from all the female characters have perfect doll faces with no facial texture. I mean, I'm on board. Just anything to break it up a little bit.
Tears.
I'll take anything.
Slightly influenced by the Batman. For her Player 2 look, we took inspiration from the yellow jumpsuit in Kill Bill, which of course is also an homage to Game of Death. Clearly, the bride was a massive influence for her costume in Tekken 7, so this was a natural step. Finally, on to Lars and Alisa. A lot of people point to these characters as the moment when Tekken jumped the shark, so to speak, in terms of character design. Essentially that they're way too anime
in terms
and
of
that it
gameplay as
skewed
well.
Tekken's delicate, multifaceted balance of inspirations towards nerd or otaku culture. I can kind of see where they're coming from, but I also think Lars and Alisa have a lot of latent potential as characters that hasn't been fully explored yet. Starting with Lars, I think him being the illegitimate bastard child of Heihachi, born to a Swedish mother, is a really cool idea. So I have no idea why...
I mean, to be completely honest, Lars has a very, very corny look to him. It's like, I don't hate Lars. It's like, I do enjoy playing him in Tekken 7 when he's not as stupid as he was in Tag 2, gameplay-wise, but can you imagine your friend showing up like that? Well, let's say you have a sister, and she's like, oh, this is my boyfriend. And he shows up with that hair and that outfit, with a cape. I mean, it's pretty dorky. Like, imagine, I mean, come on, be real. Like, it's pretty fucking dork warning. It's like, how much time do you need every day, every morning to fix your hair? Oh, 2 hours. Okay.
This is his haircut, and why he speaks Japanese even though he was raised in Sweden. I really hope they just go full Viking with this guy. Give him a bad...
Well, that's Lars. So he goes from Naruto to Viking.
Badass Norse Viking beard, make him speak Swedish. Have his eyes tinge blue with light.
But I don't recognize like the facial features at all. Okay, the scars are there. I mean, look at that shoulder muscle as well. Like,
Overall,
Jesus.
just make him metal as all hell. Though, Viking Lars is a pretty drastic transformation
Good
from
movie.
Visual K Lars. There needs to be some sort of setup or reason for this, and I think something that Lars has always lacked as a character.
The rework would make sense, to be fair. This rework. Do you know we're talking about Tekken and Bandai Namco here? Who like cutesy anime-style characters? Like Lars? I mean, in what universe would you see this happen? This is like if a Western developer was put in charge of Tekken 8. I was like, we need some more testosterone, you know. I don't know. I don't see this happening.
Character is a more personal...
And he's chopped up Alisa. Oh, this Lars doesn't like anime, man.
emotionally charged connection to his Mishima Kazama blood feud. I think Devil Jin
That's pretty morbid,
should be
though. He used to like her, and then he just chops her up and hangs her on his wall?
Responsible for either seriously damaging or outright destroying the original Alisa. Yes.
I mean, is all of this artwork from Cream Pie?
Original, we'll get to that later. Fanfiction, putting Lars on a crusade of both revenge and...
Of course, the android is crying. Oh, no, didn't she cry in story mode in Tekken 6? Yeah, she did.
Looking for a way to repair his lost love.
I mean, I know being in love with an android, it's just not sexy android. It's not just an anime thing. We've seen that in Western stuff as well. I think Blade Runner toys a lot with that concept. But I think there's a game where they're being very cutesy with each other. Not Tekken, but some other anime game. And the android girl says, won't you put your manhood inside my battery? Or something like that. It's just wonderful.
Alisa. I think the idea of Dr. Bosconovitch creating an android in the shape of his own
you can see the clip on YouTube or something. It's just like, oh dear. Oh, those buttocks. Am I seeing this from a right perspective? The left leg is inserted into the backbone.
Tragic and beautiful. I'm surprised that this hasn't been explored.
Oh, right. Oh.
A recurring theme in science fiction, particularly those centered around artificial intelligence, is if a person can be copied, who or what is the original? That's why I think it makes sense for Alisa
wow, I really
to be
like that look.
Produced. And this also ties in with Lars'
I was
motivation.
gonna say it's so classy. Barely covers my vagina.
To bring back the original.
But that's a good look. I like the black and white with the purple hair. That's actually beautiful. In terms of color
also,
palette.
I think this would give the devs more flexibility.
Oh, that
to
ending
really
is so
explore
fucking trash. They didn't bother to animate Dragonov's face, so it's just completely... It's disturbing to look at.
Any restrictions.
It's so lazy.
The most interesting part about Alisa from a gameplay perspective, which is the duality between her normal mode and destructive form. So usually Alisa is a very defensive, movement-oriented character who gracefully slides around the screen, similar to a figure skater, and this is represented in a lot of her moves. It seems this is a sentimental holdover
I like the color
from
filters.
original human Alisa.
Increased
that Dr.
saturation and
Bosconovitch
contrast
programmed into her. But when she needs to make a comeback, Alisa can bust out the chainsaws, which turns her into a terrifying lockdown machine. I'd really love to see this duality pushed even further, both in terms of gameplay and visuals. Maybe with Alisa's usually chirpy voice turning into a terrifying metallic growl when the chainsaws are out, and her eyes pulsing with a menacing red hue.
When are they adding
like
filters to Tekken?
Also, similar to Lars,
I
please
don't know.
have her speak her native language.
But the game already has post-processing effects, but I'm sure you know that. Unreal Engine post-processing with some noise,
Russian.
contrast,
Dragunov certainly is.
color filters, you know. But I mean, how much time did they spend on this? Beautiful artwork. Holy
Friends,
shit.
thank you for watching. This project was something a bit different than
No
what you might
problem,
expect from
Aria.
this channel, but I hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed
This was
making it.
trash!
A massive
I'm just
shout out
joking.
to our incredibly talented artist Crimpi, as well as 3D Bogey, who created that amazing 3D render of Jack Hachi. Please check the description for links to more of their work. And of course, thank you to our awesome patrons for supporting this channel. Up on our media library, we've uploaded the originals of all the designs shown in this video, both with backgrounds and as individual assets. Have an excellent day, everyone. Take care. For supporting this channel. Up on our media library.
You see the spacing on my name there? TheMainManSWE. TheMainManSWE. How dare you, Ari? How dare you? It's supposed to be together. But amazing artwork, to say the least. I mean, this is pretty...
as well as 3D.
I mean, I don't agree with the look on many of them, but many of them are great, like this one.
Perhaps also serve as a...
But the drawings are absolutely beautiful. The renders are absolutely beautiful. So, holy shit, Cream Pie. So talented, and this must have been a lot of hours. Awesome work. Great video.
Kazuya.
Great
I
ideas.
love this evocative imagery
Great
from Tekken 2
narration here
Tekken
by
Tag
Arya.
Tournament, portraying
Another amazing video by ThatBlastedSalami. Was a pleasure to watch, and congrats yet again on 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Well deserved, to say the least. So many amazing, I don't even want to say like high quality videos. It's almost like perfectly put together videos. So well done, sir, and the team. Yeah, just thank you on behalf. I mean, it sounds so corny to say, but to be honest, on behalf of the Tekken community, thank you. If I'm allowed to speak for 1 second for the community. Well done, sir.